the other judges, and the new judges, as well as the registrars and other officials. I congratulate the new judges. All of you, congratulations. I'm always very happy to watch the young people coming up to take up these positions. When I started doing this work, I was mainly swearing in people who were older than me. The people like Museveni, Wambuzi, all of them were older than me. But I'm now happy to see my grandchildren being sworn in. Now the Chief Justice has given the summary of the efforts we are doing in the judiciary. The target is to get enough manpower to cover the geography of the country so that somebody does not have to go and look for justice from very far. However, what I've been explaining to everybody is that really whatever the government does depends on the economy. The private sector is coming in, doing most of the work, but there are two problems on the side of the executive and the legislature to some extent. This is the problem of delaying the private sector, because the private sector are the ones doing much of the work. Uganda is not suffering from food crisis. We have food. Who is growing the food? The farmers. The factories are producing soap, what we need. Who are doing that? The manufacturers. The services, the ICT, much of this is the private sector. So therefore, the work of the state is to enable the private sector to create wealth for us. That's how judiciary now comes in, as his lordship was saying. The land disputes, the commercial courts help the private sector to do their work. To build the country better. But on the side of the executive and the judiciary and the legislature, there is the problem of delaying the private sector, bureaucratic, but also corruption, taking bribes, doing that, delaying the private sector. This is the war we are going to wage. I'm glad on the side of the judiciary, you have made it clear that you will not tolerate corruption. If we do that, the judiciary does it, the executive eliminates this corruption wherever it is, among the civil servants, and also the political class, and the legislature, because sometimes those committees of parliament also have their own problems, then your country is going to gallop. It's going to develop very fast. Because really the private sector is flooding in, they are coming, you can see them here, all of them, Ugandans, Indians, Chinese, Middle Eastern people, the Arabs, they are all coming. So I would want us that we apart from our specialized areas of legal and all that, but it's good to have a global viewpoint of the economy and the society and the recovery, which I talked about, the growth and the transformation.
Your Excellency, I stand here first and foremost to hail you for strengthening the judiciary of Uganda by giving us 11 well-deserving manpower. The new judges who have taken oath. This brings the number of High Court judges to 81, which is slightly over 50% of our requirements. I congratulate you, my lords, who have taken oath. You're most welcome to the judiciary family. We have a new High Court operational in Tororo, in Iganga, in Luero, in Hoima, and Rukungiri, yes. Rukungiri. Those are now operational. With the new team you've given us, Your Excellency, we are going to expand the High Court circuit to be operational in Moyo in the West Nile, Kitgum in the Chole sub-region, Apache in Lango sub-region, Kumi in Teso sub-region, Bugiri in Busoga sub-region, Chiboga in Buganda sub-region, Bushenyi in Ankole sub-region, Kasese in the Greater Toro sub-region, or the Rwenzori sub-region. Your Excellency, the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. So we're looking forward, and I think that's why they give you an acting appointment of 2 years. I need to say this from the very outset. We need proof of that pudding, that indeed you're coming to take oath here today was entirely on merit, nothing else but on merit. Because as the Honorable Minister said, no one would want to be in the position of the chair and commissioners of the Judicial Service Commission when it comes to picking from the hundreds or close to thousands of people who are competing for the position which you've been favored to take today. So when you come to know that we're all out expecting the very best from each one of you.
This is part of the building project that you are championing to ensure access to justice for all our people. You do recall that we came here to cabinet and the cabinet approved the increase of the number of judges of the High Court, justices of the Court of Appeal, and also justices of the Supreme Court. We do believe that our people should not walk long distances. In the same way that you have enabled government to be closer to the people, the judiciary is a very important arm of the government, and therefore it should be accessible to the public. This occasion, therefore, is a solemn occasion that we are publicly witnessing your commitment. You are keeping a promise to the people of Uganda that they will have access to justice. Secondly, I would like to thank and congratulate the Judicial Service Commission. The applicants were very many, and many of them were very good. I don't envy you, Mr. Chairman, my Lord, the Chairman of the Judicial Service Commission, and your commissioners, and that includes the learned Attorney General who also sits in the Judicial Service Commission. It's a very, very hard job, and sometimes there's unfair criticism, some of which we even had in Parliament. We had to stand up and explain to the members of Parliament that in the same way that thousands of people stand for elections, but only a handful come to take the oath in Parliament, it is also possible that not everybody cannot be a judge. We congratulate you for exercising this function. I believe that the people you sent to the president are the very best that you could find.